toxic masculinity.
Biden to sign gun control executive orders, White House confirms.
Yeah, so I think we should just listen to what Jen Psaki has to say about this. I mean, it's been hinted that there's going to be some kind of executive orders, but nobody's ever said anything because it would almost certainly be unconstitutional. I mean, to me, there's no question. It would be unconstitutional.
What Biden said before the election, if you run in country by executive orders, you are a dictator.
Yeah, and now he's running the country by executive order.
First day in office, he signs 15
I read about their response to that, and the response was that he said that there are specific things that shouldn't be done by executive order, but lots of other things can be done by executive order, but there's specific things that shouldn't be. And then the other defense was most of his executive orders were actually just nullifying Trump's executive orders. So it wasn't actually legislating by executive order, rather it was just removing Trump's executive orders. But we've gone way past that. I mean, that's a terrible justification, because he's not doing that. He is actually legislating by executive order 100%. Well, let's just listen to what she has to say real quick here.
And just to get some clarity on yesterday, should we still be expecting executive orders from the president on gun measures?
Yes.
Definitely, or what do you, like a month from now, what do you think the time frame is?
I can't give you an exact time frame, in part because they have to go through a review process, which is something that we do from here. I will note that when the president was the vice president in the Obama-Biden administration, he helped put in place 23 executive actions to combat gun violence. It's one of the levers that we can use, that any federal government, any president can use to help address the prevalence of gun violence and address community safety around the country. At the same time, he continues to believe that there is an opportunity to engage with Congress. There are two background check bills that have been proposed, have been introduced, have been working their way through. There have also been legislation introduced to ban assault weapons. But he also believes that there is an opportunity, and sometimes that the best path forward is working through states. And there has been progress made. We've seen over the last several years, 20 states now have extended background checks. 19 states have red. 7 states now have assault weapons bans.
All right, so she is saying that there's a variety of different things that they're going to probably be doing here with regard to gun control, but her initial response was very telling. Her initial response was yes. I believe in her head it was pronounced "Yas Queen."
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well, that's what leftists say. But yeah, so I mean, this story doesn't have much to it. This is in the Daily Caller. They just wrote, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki confirmed Friday that President Joe Biden intends to sign executive orders instituting increased gun control. And then at the end of it, it says Biden hinted at this previously. Let's see. The New York Times reported that gun control advocates felt betrayed by Biden's comments because he didn't say we're definitely going to do this. And so now we're getting this from it.
I don't mind background checks. I think it's a good thing.
Well, background checks fine, but there are a lot of other things that they're trying to do. I mean, honestly, sky's the limit when it comes to Democrats. They could start banning all kinds of crazy stuff. So we're just going to have to see what the executive orders that he signs are. But my guess is that a lot of the executive orders he's going to be signing moving forward, and even some of the legislation that is going to be voted on by the House and the Senate going forward in the next 4 years, I think a lot of it's going to be unconstitutional. And this is why I'm a little bit concerned that they're going to probably pack the court. Because, so here's how justices and judges work as far as I've been able to tell over the years. Conservatives will tend to adjudicate based on the law and based on the Constitution. Leftists tend to adjudicate on what they want, right? So this is why we call them activist judges, right? Like activists who go around burning down buildings and looting stores and crap.
You mean peaceful protesters?
Yeah, the peaceful protesters, right. We now have the same kind of situation well, not now, we've had for many, many years. You also have the same kind of situation, but in the judicial system. So you will get nominees by, say, like, you will have judges put in place by leftist politicians who are not there to assess the law accurately, but rather to adjudicate based on leftist ideas of what they think they want the world to look like. So instead of saying this is what the Constitution says, they say basically this is what we should be doing, and therefore this is how I'm going to adjudicate. So leftist judges tend to be activist judges, and conservative judges tend to try to be fair and just, right? They say justice is blind, like the statue of the personification of justice. She's got a blindfold. That's basically to say that Lady Justice, or the concept of fair justice, is not being. Are you reading comments that you find amusing?
Super chat.
All right, give me a second. So the concept of justice is that justice doesn't side with one person because they're rich, or because they're white, or because they're black, or because they're a leftist, or because they're a conservative, but they just adjudicate fairly. Justice should be, distributed fairly in our country. But justice is no longer blind in this country. Justice has a leftist bent. If you're a leftist, you get off scot-free. You don't have to worry about any kind of consequences to your actions. But if you're a conservative, you will not only just be prosecuted for any kind of crimes you commit, you will be persecuted even if you don't commit crimes, if you just do something they don't like. That's what we're seeing happen in this country. I find it incredibly disturbing. And now we're going to start legislating through executive action. It looks like hardcore. All right, I know you want to get to the super chat. Apparently it's hilarious. All right, let's do it. Go ahead. Read the super chat, darling.
Okay. Jonathan Gloudman?
Gloudman, looks like.
I think. Chris and Valeria, a stunning blonde Russian and smooth-talking, insightful, smart, and hardworking man. You're going to grow and do even more great things. Just wanted to say thank you for both your hard work.
Well, thank you, Jonathan Gloudman.
That took a long time for me to read.
Yeah, no, you did a great job. I'll be honest, Valeria does not have blonde hair. She has light brown hair.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was smiling because blonde Russian, and that's what I was thinking. Like Chris is going to say, no, she's got dark hair. I like blonde hair.
I prefer if she. I mean, when we got got together.
What do you prefer?
When we got together, she found out that I prefer blondes. Right?
You told me that.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. We somehow got involved in the conversation. I wasn't like encouraging you to dye your hair or anything like that, but immediately she goes, "I will never dye my hair blonde." And I was like, okay, that's fine.
I think the perfect color for a person, whatever color you were born with, you just need to take care of your hair.
I agree. I mean, your hair is beautiful. I don't think anybody would say your hair is.
I was blonde. I was brunette. Now I'm just.
You were blonde?
I was.
When?
At the ninth grade.
Oh, when you were a child. You dyed your hair blonde?
I graduated at 16. Yes, I was blonde at 16.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I'll show you pictures.
Okay, show me pictures. Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, so shall we move on to the next story, darling?
Yeah.
I guess your hair kind of looks blonde because it's a little bright. I don't know. Yeah, the image, it looks more blonde than it does in real life.
Well, not platinum blonde.
All right, let's have a look at the next story.
Suez ship crisis.
Suez. The Suez Canal.
Suez ship crisis may cause worldwide toilet paper shortage.
That's right. Go buy your toilet paper now, ladies and gentlemen, because you may not get the chance next week. We should stock up because, like last time we didn't stock up. I just thought, oh, people are being crazy. This isn't going to last very long, and it lasted for like months. Toxic Masculinity, weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.